This is a video for Transformers fans. We've gotten a lot of modernized figures, so this is just my effort to show what other figures we could possibly get. So these are Transformers repaints that we could or should get for the modernized figures. Starting with Bumblebee. In G1, there were a lot of Bumblebee repaints. Red, orange, blue, white, silver, and black as a keychain. G2 had gold Bumblebee, and then there was Glyph, which was a female Bumblebee. And then we also had a red face white Bumblebee. There was a white Bumblebee that was Bug Bite, but there was a Cliff Jumper, I think, variant of him recently. But since we've gotten our new Bumblebee mold for Studio Series, there's a couple of Bumblebee repaints we could get here. Cliff Jumper, Black Cliff Jumper, Glyph, and then there's also a gold Cliff Jumper. Hopefully he won't disintegrate. There's red Cliff Jumper, white, green, blue, and light blue. We could probably skip the light blue one, but at the very minimum for Cliff Jumper, we could get yellow Cliff Jumper and blue Cliff Jumper. Huffer had a very nice G2-esque figure that was red and blinding yellow. It was not an official G2 version, but it could act as a G2 version of Huffer. We've got a very nice modern figure here. And there's also a Mexican version, all blue repaint that could be done. Windcharger had a lot of variants for the Malignus and the Optimus factions way back when. So whenever we do get a Windcharger, it looks like we've got quite a few repaints we could get. I think this one's called Tap Out, if I'm not mistaken, down there at the bottom left. So plenty to do for Cliff Jumper, or excuse me, Windcharger. Gears had a lot of repaints. One of them became Smallfoot, and we've also got a blue and yellow. We've got a burgundy and white. We've got a burgundy and pink, and then we've also got a Constructicon color Gears. So at the very least, we can get one Decepticon out of Gears, if not maybe two more. Bumper, the Mazda Familia 1500G. There was a white, green, red, and yellow version. Yellow is the one we got over here. But it looks like if they do the mold, they could at least get the red, if not one more out of it. Braun had quite a few. He was called Jipe, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, for the Portuguese. There was a black repaint for the keychain. There was a red helmet, blue and gray for the Optimus faction. Malignus had a black, orange, and purple. There was a tan Jeep. And then there was also a McDonald's toy, which doesn't look like it did much of anything. So if they wanted to get really obscure, they can go for that. But at the very least, I'd probably say the blue one would be a good option there for Braun. Next up, hubcap. We do kind of have a hubcap. We could do better, and hopefully we do. But I'm hoping we can get a redo of him and Cliff Jumper where you don't spin the torso around all the way around incorrectly like that, because the front of the windshield is supposed to be the bottom of the chest piece. That's just how it's supposed to be. But we could get a good G2 metallic red hubcap out of this. Warpath, we've already got treads, so I'm not seeing anything that we could do here. Pipes, we've already got Road Ranger and Huffer and Puffer and at least one or two more, I think. Cosmos, we've already got the blue one, which is a GoBot. So I think we're good here with Cosmos. Beachcomber, we can get a good green metallic G2 repaint. Power Glide, we don't have a modernized figure yet, but we can get this semi G2 coloration here whenever they do. Sea Spray, we don't have a modernized figure just yet. Looks like that's coming out next year in 2025, but a G2 version would be a simple metallicized paint version. The Insecticons, we've already got good legacy versions of Shrapnel, Bombshell, and Kickback, so we can do Zap Trap, Shot Hole, and Salvo, I think it is. So that would be the Insecticon clones there. Probably best to do that as a three pack there, at least in my opinion. Devastator in G2 had a yellow and a chase orange. So whenever we do get Devastator, it looks like it's next year. We can get at least a G2 version, maybe a G2 orange version, but definitely the yellow version. That's one of the few G2 characters I actually still have complete. Astro Train looks like the Siege mold was based on the prototype. There was a black and white, which is real shuttle colors, and then the actual G1 was white and purple, so a little different. But it looks like we're getting that three pack next year with Astro Train. Not too excited about that three pack. If they're going to redo Astro Train, which I sincerely hope they do, the back of the shuttle is just way too gappy looking. You need a third party piece to actually fix that and make it actually look halfway decent. And then the train front is just really tiny. It's just off. So this guy needs some remolding, and I would suggest quickly. Menasor, we're we've got a G2 version coming because we've already got drag strip and dead end. We've seen breakdown, so I'm just going to show that coming up in just a second. But we've already got our legacy version of the original Menasor. And this is what we got so far. We got drag strip, breakdowns coming in 2025. We've already got dead end. And there's G2 Wild Rider. This is a concept art I found while searching online. So theoretically what it could look like. And then a theoretical what Motormaster would look like in his G2 colors. So that's a good version there. Bruticus, he's had a lot of repaints. This is the G2 version. So whenever we do get Bruticus, which is possible for next year, we could get at least this version. And then during the Robots in Disguise from the early 2000s, we got Ruination. So there's one repaint right there. There was a recolor in Desert Colors. So that's a possible repaint. Not too wild about this color combination, but at the very least, a G2 would be great. And then there's the Operation Combination, Japanese only. Looks like it's got some G2-ish inspiration, possibly, but that would be a good one. It would be an obscure repaint, but it would be good. Superion, we've got the G1 and the G2 repaint. So we are getting Silverbolt next year in 2025. I would hope that we're going to get a G2 and hopefully Slingshot, little gold guy in the bottom left, won't disintegrate like the original one would. Defensor, looks like we've got a good potential here for a G2 repaint. And then here's the Operation Combination version. It's basically just a blue blades and a red torso section. Totally forgot. I'm blanking on his name. Hotspot. There we go. And then here's just a couple other potential repaints. We've already got Studio Series Ratchet and Ironhide, so we can do a black and a green repaint of those guys. Mirage, there's an Earthrise version, so Double Clutch and G2 Mirage, both G2 characters. We can get those repaints on the left-hand side of the screen. And then on the right-hand side, we do have a Sideswipe Earthrise mold. The Clampdown and Tiger Track and G2 or G2 Sideswipe or Black Sideswipe. Those repaints, I'll use the Siege version, not the Earthrise version. So that's why I would say these would be good repaints to get. And then, of course, we already know we're going to get G2 Grimlock. We're going to probably get the blue one, not the teal one on the right, because the blue one's a little more famous. So third use of the mold there. Slag, it's probably going to be the green slag, not red slag. Red slag is a lot less common. Snarl, there was a green snarl, but most likely we're going to get a red snarl, so then we can have each of the three colors. And then this is a mock-up that I found online for Swoop and Sludge. So theoretically, we could get these guys repainted into G2 as well. And that is my presentation. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Have a great day, Transformer fans.